teach and grow with the CWK Learning Lounge.
Hey, it's me again, and I am here to talk about books. So I have a few books here that are well loved in my home. And I'm going to talk about the process we do as kindergarten teachers. So the first thing that we would do a picture walk of a story, which obviously you could do at home with your child. Mind you, we stayed on one book for the whole week and we were able to dive in. So think about that the next time you're like, oh my goodness, we've read this book, we're reading this book again. Hey, can you pick another one? They're really not like grasping everything about that book unless you're reading it over and over and over again. So the first thing in kindergarten, I would tell them, here's the front cover, here's the back cover, here's the spine. This you can actually start at home. It's not that hard to say, hey, this is the front, this is the character. You can kind of talk about it. They don't have to be able to read it. But as you're reading on and on, like over and over again, they'll be able to identify, oh, that's the donkey that we're going to be talking about. So here's the back cover, here's the spine. And then I just told my daughter the other day, I was like, did you know you have a spine? It's in the middle of your back. And if you open this up, what's in the middle? The spine. So the next thing we would do, we would go through a picture walk. And so it asked my students, okay, so what do you think? What do you think is going on here? What do you see? That's the biggest thing to ask. What do you see? So you point out. So when my daughter was itty bitty, like an infant, I was actually pointing out what I saw. It's great to model that behavior so that way that's something that they can reference back to. So I would say a bee, a bird, a tree. Oh, look at the grass, right? You don't actually have to read the book to them when they're infants. They don't know that that's not the story. They're really just diving into those pictures. So we would go through the pictures. Maybe this one was a good one because it's about grandparents. And we would talk about, oh, so what are they doing? Are they happy? Looking at emotions. What do you think is going to happen next? What do you think is going to happen next? So really diving into those components of a book, and you keep going. Or this one's a big one. And so they're looking at all the fruit. It's great for identifying the fruit. So just kind of going through what happened? What's going on? Not reading a single word. Don't read it. Don't read it the first time. Just go through the pictures, make predictions, identify who's in the story, make their brain start moving and thinking about it. Then the next time you're going to read it, it's just for entertainment. Don't ask questions. Read the book. Be lively about it, right? Make noises. My daughter yesterday, I was reading The Napping House. Yes. Is it not turning on? Why don't you bring it to me and I can turn it on for you? So yesterday we were reading The Napping House and my youngest, her face was just looking at all the emotions I was making with my face, all the things I was saying. So that way, when she decided to look through the pictures, she was able to kind of do all of that with her face as she was reading. So make it lively. Enjoy the book. After you enjoy the book, then you can go through and start talking about how does the character feel? Were you correct on your prediction? Did that actually happen? Is there anything that we missed? Let's talk about what's going on in the story. Then you can say, oh, I think this happened next. So let's say, so the caterpillar, pops out. Oh, I see an egg on here. I think I remember a butterfly came out of the egg. And then go, no, they like to correct you. No, it was a caterpillar. Yes. All right. So let's go back and go to the story and keep reading on. So make it nice and interesting. You can really make this story just a whole bunch of activities and just learning experiences as you go through. So reread stories over and over and over again. It really helps them truly break it down, understand, look at what really the character is going through, And you can definitely reference this later on. We've read Llama Llama Red Pajama, and Llama Llama Red Pajama. I think that's the one where he's like afraid of the dark. So we've referenced that. What do you think mommy's doing downstairs? What do you think the mama's doing? They're able to act it out. They're able to go through the pictures and really think about the story. So take those books, go through them over and over and over again. Trust me, it builds language, it builds curiosity, it builds reading, it builds like letting those gears start moving for predictions, characters, all of it. So, yeah, reread those books.